Friday, Community Conservation Officer and Hatch Program Manager at Taronga Conservation Society Australia. At Taronga, we are committed to a shared future for wildlife and people, and we know that innovative solutions are a critical part of us achieving that vision. The world is currently in the middle of the 6th Great Mass Extinction, and it's the first time in Earth's history that planet-wide extinction is being driven by human activity. Our natural environment faces many threats, including habitat destruction, illegal wildlife trade, the spread of invasive species and diseases, the rapidly expanding global population, and climate change. These are all leading to the rapid decline in plants and animals around the world. According to the United Nations Convention on Biodiversity, the next 10 years will be critical in turning the global tide of loss of plants and animals. We believe innovation will be a key part of this, and we're excited to give you an insight into innovation at Taronga.
Hi, I'm Belinda Fairbrother, Community Conservation and Engagement Manager here at Taronga. At Taronga, we're constantly thinking of ways that we can innovate, particularly to work out how we can save this precious planet and the wildlife that call it home. So I'm standing here today at the Taronga Institute of Science and Learning, and just behind me are some of the habitat classrooms that we've brought to life. We have 3 classrooms for students to come and be immersed in an environment and share time in a lesson environment with wildlife. And it's such an amazing way for students to get up close and personal and see firsthand both the habitats in which they live, but also some of the challenges that these species are facing. We find this lesson environment, something that schools can participate in, is really an innovative way of bringing conservation to kids today. In 2017, Taronga opened Tiger Trek, a new immersive Indonesian-themed experience to get up close and personal with our Sumatran tigers. The way that we thought through this journey was to think, how can someone in Sydney help Sumatran tigers in the wild? And what that all comes down to is something around sustainable palm oil. So we know that there's only 400 Sumatran tigers left in the wild, which is a pretty critical number when you think about the species survival. But we also know that there's things that you can do. So what we've done is we actually take people on a simulated plane journey and we fly them over to Sumatra, to Canvas, a village where we have a conservation partnership and a relationship with the people. And on that plane journey, they actually see firsthand the deforestation that's caused by unsustainable palm oil. And this is really important in setting up the story in their minds to understand the threat that tigers are facing. They then pop out in a village and they understand a little bit about what goes on in the local area. They see some beautiful tigers and they meet our tiger cubs. And then they come to the end of their journey, and just when they think they're leaving, they end up in a supermarket. And people can really understand how their everyday shopping purchases can help tigers. And the way this is through a sustainable palm oil score. They get a rating if you're a chocolate brand, if you sell shampoo, if you make soaps, if you make cereals, you'll get a rating. And that rating will show you how sustainable your palm oil is and the palm oil that's in that product. And consumers can then make a choice about which products that they want to choose. And not only can they make a choice, but they can send an email to companies to say thanks so much for using the type of palm oil that will help protect Sumatran tigers. Another example of innovation here at Taronga is how we can use things like smartphone apps to help protect wildlife. So internationally, the illegal wildlife trade is one of the biggest threats to wildlife. Things like the pangolin, the sun bear, elephant, rhino horn. There's all of these species out there that are at great risk of people using wildlife products potentially for traditional medicine, for food, or for fashion. And so we thought, okay, how can people actually help in this situation? So we developed Wildlife Witness, which is an app that's now been downloaded over 15,000 times, where people can actually report wildlife trade when they see it firsthand. So you might be visiting a market in Southeast Asia and you might see something for sale that could have had an illegal trade background, and you can simply take a photo of it and then you send it in to our partners at Traffic, the Illegal Wildlife Trade Monitoring Network. And Traffic actually then put it into a big database and treat it like any other crime. And they investigate the perpetrators and find ways of actually breaking the criminal networks that are behind illegal wildlife crime.
In addition to the exciting innovation within Taronga, we recognise that many people out there have brilliant ideas that could support conservation and the environment, and we want to help people bring those to life. That's why we created the Hatch Taronga Accelerator Program. Hatch is a unique accelerator program designed to support people with innovative ideas that address a conservation or environmental issue and that want to turn those into a not-for-profit or social enterprise venture. 2020 was the first year of the Hatch program, and despite the COVID challenges, we were thrilled to be able to run the program fully online and support 10 passionate innovators and changemakers drive their 5 brilliant initiatives. Hatch is all about inspiring positive change to support our wildlife and natural environment, and we can't wait to see what initiatives come through in 2021. Applications are open now, so if you have a great idea for the environment, we would love to hear it. We'd love you to join us on our mission to secure a shared future for wildlife and people. You can visit us at Taronga Zoo Sydney or Taronga Western Plains Zoo Dubbo. Check out the Hatch program and support innovative ideas for the environment, and jump onto the Taronga website for tips on how you can make positive change in your life that supports our environment and the wildlife that calls it home.